Hello, all. Hope you all are doing good. Namaste. So this complete playlist is about how the setup, of course, how what are the different options, what are the different features, exploring those things, and followed by which we are definitely going to do various use case, including queues, integration with other application, for example, Pega, for example, Camunda, for example, API. So we are going to do the use case. We are going to integrate with the other applications. We are going to explore about the API because those are like a key foundation element for the integration, and followed by which we are going to continue doing our use cases, but in between there's a concern, there are some mistakes, there are some tips and tricks that we are going to have small bits and pieces and Q&As and all those things about the UiPath that you will, all these things we are going to have in this playlist. Okay, so as specific to this video, what we are going to have is we are simply going to see what is the procedure of getting the link to download the community edition, and we are going to throw small light on the introduction of different what we can say panels in the UiPath studios, and what all other applications that we need as part of our development or deployment on the orchestration, or on, if you don't know what is orchestration, we're going to get to the we are going to get the understanding of orchestration as well. But as part of this video only, we are going to see the installation part, which I'm not going to do completely, but yeah, installation part, a small demo. Okay, and then definitely we are going to see um, what all other applications that we would be needing as part of our development journey, and if we need any libraries and all, where to manage and all, which will come as part of our demo. So let's get started. So if you simply do a Google search, so let's say UiPath community download or any download, you'll be redirected to this page. Okay, and this, I don't think it's a community version because it's saying your 60 free 60-day trial. So this is not what we are going to uh, follow up. If you require, of course it is. Otherwise, what we are going to do is we are going to open this link. Let me copy and open. So this is the link that we are going to open, or you can simply search for, this is the link that I'll put in the description. Let me just make a note of it. Okay, this is the link I'll put in the description. Otherwise, what you can do is, okay, where it is going to redirect us, it is going to redirect us to UiPath homepage, or else you can simply say UiPath homepage or website or anything. Okay, so the first link, of course, here you will be coming. Okay, now after this, what you can do is you can click on either this try UiPath free or try UiPath free, this thing. Okay, this will simply redirect to you you to a sign up page, and on this, once you fill the details like this, oh no, this is a different, you just fill the details. Okay, and if you are not working in the organization, if you are a student, or if you are trying to learn or explore, you can simply give student. So this is also what you can give. So uh, yeah, once the sign up is done, you will get you will be redirected to this page, which is called our panel, or we can call it as an orchestration. So people who don't know what is orchestration, just hold on for a minute. Okay, so once we get this place, we'll get an email to our Gmail, or not email, to one of our accounts, like this: welcome to your free UiPath automation cloud for command. So we can either log in here, indirectly it is also going to take us to this page only. So now from here you can simply direct the UiPath studio. Okay, and once you download UiPath studio, this is what the panel looks like, about which we are going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, the download means you will get a setup. Now once you open the setup, simply next. There's nothing to be worried about. There is only one concern that we need to worry about, is this. So as soon as you click on download UiPath Studio, a .exe file will be downloaded. You will open that, then you simply select the location and go next. In between, you will see these three things: UiPath Studio Pro, UiPath Studio X, UiPath Studio. So just go with the UiPath Studio. That is the second option. Okay, that is the only thing we need to check. Remaining all, I think it's by default we are good with the given option. So that's how we are going to download, and then we are going to get this option. Okay, So before talking about this five different types of options that we are getting, let's talk about the simple term called orchestration. So if people have already worked with the Docker or those kind of things, you might already know, but the other people. So basically, orchestration means a pan. Okay, in a simple words, in a layman terms, we can say when we are developing, let's say, an Android application or a website, we'll have a separate panel for the manager or for the admin, right? We call them as a admin panel or a dashboard. Similarly, for this kind of tools, we have orchestrations where not only the admin but people with proper roles can see, okay, what are all the process running, what is a sequence, what is a procedure, what is the timing, what is the error. So everything we can monitor on one place, along with along with various other features which we are going to see it in a moment in this video or in the upcoming video. So basically, everything that you need to know about a specific types of process or any deployment that is going on, you need not to move here and there, you need not to go to each and every let's say process or see the logs or anything. Everything you'll find it on one place, that place where you can see all these things, monitor, analyze and manage. We call that as an orchestration on a surface level. There is a huge depth in this, but for the service level, this is the best I can explain. Okay, so let's get to our studio, and as soon as we the setup is done, this is what we are going to get. And here we are seeing we have multiple options, but we are going to understand by using them one by one. Okay, so let's just simply give a small glance on these three options. So template, it's just a common to everything. Something is already made, on top of which we can just customize it or add our new processes. So template is something which is used by maximum people. That's why it's created as inbuilt or some level of diagrams or a process on top of which we can utilize it, so we don't need to build everything from scratch every time. Okay, then again, library, it includes the processes, the flows which is already created, along with some plugins and some other functions, classes, jars and everything. So we are going to make use of that. But to just give you a good glance about library, let's say Excel sheet. So if you want your automation process to read, write, delete, update or find something in the Excel sheet, you need functions of Excel sheet. So you'll add a library of Excel. That's how simple it is. And the process is something that we are designing. Okay, so it's a process is basically a blank project where we are going to design everything. So we are not going to go about the remaining things. So let's go step by step. Okay, so let's open a small project. You can create a small project by clicking on the process. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to open something which is already created. So this is workflow files and I'm going to open main. So it just like any programming language, even the flows have an entry point called main. Of course we can modify the entry point just like the programming languages, but by default this is what we are getting. Okay, so the top panel, home panel, we have already explored. Now the design panel, here you can say new means new, will be open, save, export, debug, all these are same. But what is different, a record, it's like when you are recording. Okay, let's say I'm writing abcd after every 5 minutes. Okay, and on my desktop in a notepad, I want some tool to do that for me. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply record the step and then I'll set a timer that 5 minutes and do it for me. So things like that we can do with the recording. Screen scraping, it basically, scraping means getting the data from the screen. So what is the source, what is the application, and all these things will come as part of screen scraping. And similar to that, we have data scraping. So it's not only specific to a web page, to a pdf, to a desktop, to a tool, but it's globally we can use it. And then user events. So if I click something, that is a mouse click event. If I click on some button, that is an event. Similarly, there are huge number of user events, so all those things will come here. Okay, similarly, UI explorer will open a website, will try to click something, will try to find out some specific division, all those things, everything related to UI will come there. So for example, I need to search or Google something, not just by hitting the API, but I want my process to open Google Chrome, search for specific thing, and that out of that I need to filter out the link. So all those things everything which is related to UI will come here. Now publish and all, we are going to use it and understand, and then we'll try to make use of it. So basically, publish, what it will happen, this flow which I'm designing it in, it is in my local, right? So as soon as I publish, it's up to me how I want to publish. As soon as I publish, it will be visible to other users, or on my orchestration tool, or to the public as a whole. Like, it's a global library, so I can publish means giving it to the public or deploying it somewhere else. Okay, so that is what publish means. We are going to make use of it. So even if you did not understand anything, put it on a hold and let's go ahead. So this is this panel, and then we have on the left panel you can see project, activities, snippets. So project, it's just an explorer, okay, and activities. So for example, let's take this one as an example which is on my screen. I simply let's say I want to take an input from the user. So I'll say I need an input. Okay, so it is saying me, okay, these kind of things are present. So I'll drag it here. Okay, because I have one more, let me open new sequence. Okay, let's say sample sequence 2. I'm simply opening an, instead of main, I'm going to work on a different panel called sample sequence 2. So create it, and here you can see something, some entry point is there in which I'm going to add all the events, tools, components to create a flow. So let's say I want to take an input from the user. So simply I search for it. I had an activity for it. I'll drag it here. What happened? Just drag it here. Yep. And then here you can give anything. Okay. So this is like a demo title. Okay, yeah, and here you can see exclamation mark, means something is wrong. So what is wrong here? How to debug and all is a different demo completely. But here, whatever text we are going to write, whatever string we are going to write, everything should be in the double quote. So open double quote, close double quote, and enter. That's it. Input label. So here I can, okay, here is a thing. So at the bottom you can see variable, arguments, and inputs. I can click on variable, I can click on create a variable, and then I can create some variable. That is one thing. Or let's delete that and click on variable again, so that that panel gets closed. Open a new input label. So we'll just try to understand the small set and we'll try to execute it. That's it, not a big deal. Okay, the actual use case, the big flow, we are going to work in the next videos, because we don't want people who are already aware of this and who want the second content to go through the entire content. Okay, so let's give it some label. So as we have seen in other tools, in that database or in any other applications, input label is something which is useful for the end user to see, but not internal inside the process. Okay, so let's say this is a name label, and because it's a text, I'm writing it in a double quotes. Enter, and then we can select what is the variable. Okay, text box, and value entered. So this is the value I'm going to take. But if I click on this, okay, you can see the result in my right hand side here. I'm not sure if this is visible. Yes, this is visible. So you can see here object repository, properties, and outline. Different options are there. So when I click on this, I want to see the properties of this. So click on the properties, and here we can say, as soon as I'm clicking on that, I need that value to be stored in some variable, right? So again, I can go to variables and create a variable. But what I want to do, I can simply create a variable by using a shortcut called Control K. So this is just like, if I want to create it from that variable, I can create from there or use a shortcut. So select a set variable. So what variable I can say, let's say output, just for example. Okay, let's see variables here, and this is the output, this is a string, and this is the scope. So scope, in the sense, this complete sequence is my scope. If I create hundreds other flows, I want the scope of the variable only in the small loop or something, I can set. Here you can see I'm not getting the drop down, because here as of now I have only one scope. Okay, and VB expression, as of now I don't have any. So this is one thing, right? Let's try to save this and execute. So publish and all, it's not for now, it's in the upcoming video. So run file. Okay, so at the bottom we'll see some studio something of that sort. So you can see this green thing. This is where I can say my flow is actually doing something. Okay, so name, so let's say Dpoint. Okay, that's it, that was the whole flow, right? And let's add one more action. So what would be my one more action? Let's say display, or no, dialog. Okay, so let's say message box. Okay, so here I'm going to say welcome to the channel. Okay, and then plus, it's just like any other string concatenation, and then we need to put some variables or string. So I'm going to take the variable that is already created, and that is what I'm going to enter. Oh, the spelling mistake is there, so let me just correct it. It's output, enter. Okay, let's see if it's reflected everywhere. Yes, it's reflected here, it's reflected here, so we are good, and enter. Now we are going to save this again. So you can see there's a small star mark here which shows that this is not saved. So I think it's a common notation, so it's understandable. So save this, the star is gone, and let's try to run file. So now observe the taskbar. You will see that there will be a green color symbol which is starting, and run file. Let's wait for that. Mhm. Okay, so it's asking me now my name. So I'll say Dpoint and click on OK. Now there's a second action of the component or of the sequence that is showing welcome to the channel Dpoint. Okay, space I did not give, but I hope the point is clear. So that green thing is gone, and now I can see everything is back here. Okay, so there are some more things that we need to understand. Like this is the whole point, this is the whole introduction I'm going to give, because we are going to make use of each use case, and at the time of that we are going to explain, because as of now if we simply try to understand everything, nothing we can understand. So let's try to see what all things we have. Let's say I want to functions related to CSV. So I simply search for CSV and I'm getting all these things. So by default I might not get, or I might get. Okay, because here if I'm not getting specific function, it means there is only one reason. What is that? Just close this and click on manage packages. So here I can see if I search for Excel, you can see there is a plugin for the Excel specifically, which I need to save. Okay, if it's there in my as part of my tool already, then we can see the functions in that activities panel. But if I'm not able to see, simply go to manage packages and download. Okay, so this is as simple as that. Now the only thing that we have seen so far is UiPath Studio. What are the other things? Let's search for that. So UiPath, uh, you can see UiPath assistant, but there are still so many tools or accessories for the UiPath which we are going to use. So just to find the location, if you are not finding it anywhere, or to explore what are all the other tools that I am getting as part of UiPath Studio, let's do this. Right click on this, open file location, basically go to the location where it is installed. Okay, and then again it's a shortcut key, so I'm going to go to open file location again, and here you can see app. So in the app, if I scroll down, just scroll down, you can see here is one application, create them. Yep, which we are not going to use. But let's scroll down. There are too many other apps. Let's see. Yep, here is UiPath activity compiler command line. Here I am in child session. So this again we are going to use it on the upcoming video. Diagnostic tool, UiPath executor. So this is what we were seeing at the taskbar at the bottom. Okay, now UiPath explorer. Okay, this is one more thing. UiPath license tool, UiPath robot. Now this is one again. This is the crucial component. This one, and then robot. Yeah, this all these are fine. So that robot part, and this is the studio that we are actually using, but we are using GUI. This is the command line. Okay, this is the GUI, and if I scroll down more, I want to show you one major thing, UI robot. Okay, so this is what it's something which is executing on behalf of us, but to watch it, to monitor it, what all things we have as an options that we are going to explore. Okay, so here the whole concept works like this. you have some settings, you have some machines, you have some robots, you have some users, you have some other configuration. Okay, all this is in one side. And then we have a workflow, we have a deployment package, and we have, it's a related environment. Okay, so basically my environment on my orchestration, this is what I need. But I have environment, I have a tool, and I need to have someone to run this, right? So I will create robots which I'll say, okay, this is the flow which you need to execute in this system. So the benefit of this is I'm creating the flow in my system, I'm deploying it on a public or for the other users. So simply the other users are going to download that at their own place, or even without download they can simply have this robot. Okay, so it's suppose at any other place we have robot, UiPath robot. Okay, we'll simply ask it to run this file and we'll tell it where is the flow. Okay, so basically if I want you to run something which I designed, what I will do is I'll simply let you know that okay, you need to execute flow which is present in the orchestration or the public repository with this name. That's it. Okay, so I need to make sure that when I'm telling you that as a robot you need to implement this, or you need to execute this in your system, basically you will be needing some things like command prompts or arguments or input parameters, or to handle try catch you need some environment. So all those things that you would be needing, I'll be providing you along with the flow. Okay, so when I'm saying as a robot you need to implement, you will be present on some remote destination, and the flow that I'm going to give you, you need to execute that as a robot. Okay, so basically here one use case just for explanation we can take is I have designed one flow and I have 1,000 virtual machines. So the only thing I need to make sure is I need to have a robo at each of this virtual machine. So next time whenever I am implementing a new thing, I can simply ask a robo, okay, everyone please execute this thing. Okay, or if I do some upgrades or something, again I can say the same thing. So let's see one more. Let's spend one more time. Okay, so you can see I click on publish, I can give any package name, and you can see 1.0.4 was there and the next version is 105. So as soon as I click on publish, it will go to the orchestration, and that's how the flow that I designed now is available to people who I have intended to. So that's all about this video. I don't think there was much in this video apart from the installation and small introduction, but in the upcoming video we are going to see how we are going to publish it to the orchestration, and how we can just give the instruction to a robot to execute it. Okay, so that is one thing, and I hope you like the video, and if you like the explanation, please to subscribe. uh, Mention in the comment section if you have any suggestions or if you need any specific use case. But the intention of the aim of this video is of this playlist is to create the use case, integrate it with the other apps, because as we have seen, so many tools are very much useful, but as a standalone they are not much contributing until and unless we are integrating with other applications. So that's again up to our use case, but that's all for today. Thank you.